welcome to Wednesday, Wellness Wednesday, and we are doing part 3 on mental strength. So I'm going to go ahead and tag some friends on here so I can get you guys with me. Part 3, mental strength. We'll do a little recap on last week. A lot of you guys joined me, and we've been talking about the 12 different steps of mental strength. So 1 second. All right, we got one listener out there. Whoop, whoop. One friend has joined me. Thank you for joining. We got 7 people now. What's up, Mel? Hi, Margaret Lara. Nice to see you. Join us. Okay, I'm ready to get started. Thanks, guys. So last week, thanks for joining. Hi, Josh. Last week, for the last 3 weeks, we've been talking about mental strength. And so last week, I shared a little bit of a personal story and we talked about the jars of clay and just going through hard times, losses, and getting through that mentally. And then I just shared some tips. I'm going to go over those 3 from last week really quick. Let me grab them. I should have grabbed them first. Now I've got all my other notes in here. That's okay. Oh, here they were. So the first week, we talked about the unshakable belief that you will achieve your goals. And then we learned about the unshakable belief that you possess unique qualities. And remaining fully focused under personal destruction. That was week 1. Hi there, Jenny. How are you? And then in week 2, if I can find it, hopefully I didn't lose it, it's right here. We talked about the insatiable desire, that hunger to succeed. We talked about accepting competition around us. And we talked about not being affected by others' good or bad performances, but focusing on our own performance and not letting that affect us. And so now we are in week 3, and I'm going to give you 3 more of these tips today, but I'm going to start off with a quote. And I don't know who it's by, but it says, "It all begins and ends in your mind. What you give power to has power over you if you allow it." I'm going to read it one more time because it's powerful, and I'll read it at the end for you. But it all begins and ends in your mind. What you give power to has power over you if you allow it. I'm sure we can all think of many things in our life that we have allowed to, maybe we felt like it took over, like we had no choice, right, in the matter. But the fact was that whatever choices we had that happened to us in our life, we do have control over what happens with our mind. We don't have control over, death and certain situations that come at us, but we have control over what we do with it with our mind and the mental strength. And this is probably one of the hardest things, right? I'm a very emotional person, so it's hard for me sometimes to go into that mental realm because I'm a feeler and I feel a lot of things. But this was very powerful to me. And so I kind of wanted to put on your athletic hat and have you think like an athlete right now. So athletes, mental toughness goes hand in hand with it's linked to performance. So as an athlete, athletes train hard, they go out there, they put themselves out there, and they want to win, right? The mentality of an athlete is to train. You're in the Olympics, you're not going there to lose. That's not an option. Trying is not an option. It is win or lose, and they choose to win. So what if we looked at our lives like an athlete, mentally, and we said to ourselves that losing wasn't an option, that winning is the only choice. I'm going to say that again. Losing's not an option in our life, that winning is the only choice. How are you now going to view the things that come at you, that you go through, your daily struggles mentally? Losing is not an option. Winning is the only choice. So diving into that and really sitting back and looking at it like an athlete. An athlete trains day in and day out, right? They go through all kinds of physical hardships. They go through mental hardships. They're tired, they're exhausted, they're getting pushed by their coaches, they're not doing enough, they're whatever it may be, and they keep pushing through to get to the next level so that they can win, right? Because losing is not an option for them. I think about those ice skaters, right? And how hard they work, and all these Olympians that go out there. So here's the 3 tips. I'm going to go into those. We have number 1, switching on a sports focus, on and off, like a switch. So when you're going through something tough, okay, you have to face something, right, mentally. Look at it like you're an athlete, like you're training. Turn on that on and off switch, right, of your thoughts. Because the choice that you make, you can do that. It's super empowering. It's all in our mind. So when you're in a sport and it's go time, you can't back down. You have to push yourself to the limit. And your mind's going to be right there saying, you can't do it. It's too much. I can't do it. And so, but you have that choice to say, yes, I can. And I'm going to. And taking those negative thoughts and pushing them out and really focusing on how are you going to win in this battle, this mental battle you have. So taking captive your thoughts is very empowering, just like that quote I shared with you. So when the negative thought comes in, what are you going to do with it? Fear. No, you can't do it. You're not good enough. What are people going to think about you? What are they going to say? And so when all those doubts come in, if you can take them and switch your thoughts and not give them power, then that's like the first step in that mental toughness. So tip number 1, switch on a sports on and off mentality. I'll share a story. As a swimmer, right? Like you're ready to go. You hear the beep. I remember I'd be so scared. But right then in that moment, I didn't think about anybody else in the other lanes. I just knew that I needed to dive in and swim as hard as I could back, and however many laps I had, if I did the 500, whatever, 25 laps, 2 laps, 4 laps, but you're switching on that focus. I wasn't thinking about my neighbor. I was solely focusing on my breathing, my stroke, how fast I could kick, and how hard my lungs were pumping and everything burned in my body. And that's what I was focusing on. So if you can stay focused on what you have control over, then that's switching on that on and off focus. Okay, number 2, pushing back boundaries of physical and emotional pain. So thinking about, as an athlete, again, these are kind of all related really to an athlete. When you're in that moment and everything hurts, your lungs are burning, your legs feel like the jello, they're not going anymore, arms too, right? And you can relate to this emotionally too. Think about a tragic time in your life where somebody passed away, or you had to go through something that was really heart-wrenching and you felt like there was nothing left in your soul to go, but you had to push back against it because there was something else out there, right? You needed to take care of your family, you needed to take care of your home, whatever it was going to push you. So pushing the boundaries of the physical and emotional pain. And guess what? Empty the gas tank. That's right there. When you're emptying the gas tank in this moment of whatever it is that you're going through, that's when you're developing that mental strength. It's like a muscle, right? So next time you go there again and you know how to empty that gas tank, you know how to push a little bit further to get there. That's me doing burpees. Yes, Gail. Oh, good. I love it. You're tapping into it. Good evening, Connie. So it's a choice. We get to choose, and we get to choose what we give power to with our minds. And I'm not sharing this because I have this down. I'm sharing this because I learned this information and I'm trying to apply it to my life. So I do not have the best mental strength, and I am actually trying to work through it. But we're all on a different journey, and we've all gone through things as young kids and as we've gotten older, and different things that we've had to develop more mental strength. And I would say that right now, where we are in, what day is it today? June 2nd, June 3rd, 2020. Whoa, if I told you in a time warp machine what we would be going through today, even 6 months ago, what would you have said? You would have said, oh my gosh, Mary, I can't do that. I'm going to be in my house with a mask on, and I can't go outside, and I'm not going to have a job, and right? But guess what? You're here, and you made it through, baby. Yeah, we all did. We are still standing strong. And guess what? It's getting us ready for when we start opening back up and the new trials and things that are going to come for us, right? I don't know why I just thought of this, but I'm going to relate it to the birth of a baby. So I've had 3 kids, And, you know, to think that I was going to give birth to 3 kids on day 1 doesn't work. But God made it very amazing that, you know, the baby grows slowly over about, you know, 8 months. And you're ready for that baby to come out. You're scared, but you're ready to push. Oh, shoot. Push back boundaries. Okay. I didn't realize I had some mental strength in there. Oh, yeah, I pushed out 3 babies. I did have an epidural, though, too. But I still had to push them out. The 3rd one was the hardest one. And I would have to share that I did have a moment with myself on my third baby, because he was sunny side up and his head was the wrong way and whatever. I'm not going to give you those details. What I'm going to tell you is that he wasn't coming out, and I thought, well, I'm strong and ready. Why isn't this happening? And I left my body for a second. Like, I felt like I did. Like, I didn't have anything left, you guys. Like, I'd given up mentally, emotionally, and then I realized, wait a minute. If I don't push this baby out, how is the baby going to get out? Like, I thought I was going to be stuck in that moment forever. Guess what? We're not stuck in the moment forever. But when I got to that pivotal moment, it was like well, if I don't push this baby out, I'm going to have a C-section, and I've never had one. So I need to do this. And that's where the empty the tank. Whoa, I pushed him out. Man, that was exciting. He looked like Gumby. His head was shaped like this. So, anyways, but I mean, just to share that is definitely a mental, physical strength. And I had to do, guess what? There was no choice. I was like an athlete. I couldn't just choose like, hey, just put the baby back in. I'll come back in a couple days and do it. No. Like, the baby is coming. You got to just do it. And so in our lives, we have those moments, right? Like, you're giving birth to a baby. There's a choice you have to make. And you have to make the choice, and you got to win. No losing here. So empty the gas tank. Right when the pressure hits, it's time to hit the gas and go. All right, number 3. Regain psychological control following unexpected and uncontrollable events. Let's say this again. This is perfect for right now. So regain your psychological control following unexpected, uncontrollable events. So guess what? Life is messy. Life has its ups and downs. We start on Monday thinking, oh, you know what? This week's going to look like this. And then it just wasn't that way, right? And it was all like that for us the week of March 16th, right? Oh, look, Cliff just got a present.
It's a graduating puppy.
Oh, good. Say hi to everybody since you're coming into the video.
Hi.
Cliff is going to be graduating kindergarten next week.
I just graduated.
Oh, no, not yet. Next week.
But yeah.
But you got an awesome stuffed animal. Yay for Cliffy! And that takes mental toughness too, to have Mary Fulton as your kindergarten teacher. So anyways, moving back to what I was saying. Sorry, I just read somebody said that they were crying. Oh, good. I'm glad you're hearing it and feeling it. I cried last week. So, regaining the psychological control following unexpected, uncontrollable events. Yes, guys, you know what? Life has never been under our control. We don't have control over it. But lately, it feels like Jumanji, right? Level 6, we're in June. We've entered level 6. I don't know what level 7 holds. But what's great about that a video game, right? Is that just like that, it's one level at a time, and we're taking one bite at a time and taking it in. Remember how I said if you looked at yourself 5 months ago and told yourself that you would be here, you wouldn't believe it. But you made it here, and you're going to make it over here. But if you want to make it to the other side stronger and better, then having the mental strength is really going to help you. Remembering that we give power to the things that we want to give power to. We're, yes, emotionally connected to things, but you don't have to. It's a choice. And so when these things happen, you have a choice to decide how you're going to react to the uncontrollable events, whether you're going to cry, get angry, hold it in, whatever it is. We have to deal with our emotions. But then what are you going to do after it? Are you going to harbor bitterness? Are you going to harbor anger? Whatever it is, jealousy, whatever you're going through. So it's up to us to make that choice. And so I want you to feel empowered after this. I want you to sit back and think about it. Switching on a sports focus on and off. You get to make the choice. These bad thoughts are coming in your head. Turn them off. Push them out. You don't need them in there. You just have to decide to push them out. And pushing back boundaries of physical and emotional pain pushing through the hard times and emptying the tank and getting to that mental toughness, right? And then regaining psychological control following these unexpected things. And like I said at the beginning, I'm going to read the quote again. It all begins and ends in your mind. What you give power to has power over you if you allow it. So at the end of the day, nobody has power over you or how you feel. You do. You get to decide. So you get to decide if you're going to hate that person, or if you're going to love that person, or if you're just not going to be affected, or whatever your situation might be, right? We have that power. And I read a book this year by Stephen Covey that I really liked, and I'm going to share some of that stuff that I read from a friend. My friend Zach shared it with me. But that book really helped me because I used to think that other things had power over me, and when I realized that I could actually make that choice mentally, it made me feel stronger and more in control of my attitude towards it, right? I can't help if, say, my neighbor's mean to me and doesn't like me or something, right? I can't do anything about how they feel about me or whatever, but what I can do is I can choose to have that, give me fear or whatever, or, love on them from a distance and choose to not let that affect me in that negative way, right? Yay! Oh, good. You just got in to hear this. Make sure you rewind it because I'm towards the end. And then I just wanted to tell you, why is it that we fear sometimes all these crazy, uncontrollable things that are happening out there? And maybe you can ask yourself, because I think it's all individual, right? I think for me, I like to control things. So if I don't know what's happening or everybody's going crazy, I'm like, oh my gosh, right? But sometimes if we flip the switch on ourselves and say, hey, when I'm going through something hard is actually when I'm getting stronger, and we can be stronger as a community and as a family and as friends. And after we get through all of this, oh my gosh, the stories we're going to share and the memes we're going to share through all of this, right? So I wanted to share a verse with you that relates to going through tough times and accepting them. So this is also what I wanted you to know. We are going to go through tough times, whether it was 2020 or not. We're just going to go through them. We should expect them to come, but we should expect from ourselves that we're going to win, because we're going to use that mental toughness to get through it. And so in 2 Corinthians 12:10, it says, that is why for Christ's sake I delight in weaknesses, insults, hardships, persecutions, and difficulties. For when I am weak, then I am strong. We don't get stronger through just everyday activities and everything's, going to Hawaii. I got this hat in Hawaii. I didn't gain mental strength in Hawaii eating Dole Whip. But I gained mental strength during quarantine. I've gained mental strength through deaths in my life. I've gained through mental strength through being married and having 3 children. And some of these difficulties also have blessings in them too. And so if we would maybe embrace them a little bit more, the hard things, and open up to them more, then maybe we can develop that mental strength. And also acknowledge our weaknesses, our hardships, our persecution, our difficulties. For when I am weak, then I am strong. So maybe you got to be on your knees because somebody up there wants you to look up and see him. I don't know. Sometimes we got to be humbled to hear, because we can get too caught up in ourselves too. That's what I'm learning. So, tough time, bring me to my knees and closer to God. Amen. That's how I feel. I feel like I'm on my knees all day. Oh, I'm so glad you guys came. You should become a health or life coach. Oh, you're so cute. I gotta get my life straight first. But I am kind of like a health coach. I would consider myself that. I'm doing, personal trainer, instructor. I've got my nutritional certification. But really, like I've told you guys before, I want to use this platform for, it's not just physical stuff. Really, that's why I'm coming with the mental things and just bringing everything together. It's more about leading a mind, body, and soul healthy life. And so I want to bring that to you guys. And just know, though, I'm not perfect, and I don't claim to be perfect. I'm just putting this out there to everybody on the TV here or the iPad or whatever. So I don't know everything. I'm just learning life just like you guys. I am just an everyday girl with 3 boys and a hubby, and just trying to follow Jesus here and try to see one day at a time. But I thank you for meeting me tonight here. And hi, Charisse. I love you, girl. Get through that knee surgery, baby. You're going to come back like titanium. So thanks for tuning in tonight. If you didn't get to watch the whole thing, please rewatch it. And remember that we have power over what goes on in here. So, stay connected, stay positive. Mental strength is part of our physical and our emotional strength too. So God bless you guys. Woo! Yeah, Jill, you didn't know Charisse got surgery? Bye, guys. Love you. Have a great night.